By the end of this video, I'm going to show you how in top 200 you can come number 1 every single time, even with a full turbo remaining at the end of your races, like I make this mistake right here. Let's hop into it. So I made a video a couple weeks ago about how I got better at Windy Way. Back when I first started this video, and this is footage from it, I was at the times of like 220, 222, and it just wasn't good. I did a whole video about the different techniques I started to do, learning new techniques like here, drifting through the sand, and finding shortcuts. Like eventually I found out I could drift through the ground and get boost pads. And by the end of the video, I got down to 216, and that was the whole video, how I improved 4 seconds. And I'd like to do it again, see if I can push again another 4 seconds. Which is kind of crazy because I'm top 200 in real and I'm trying to push the limits of what I can do. So let's buckle down one more time, run it back, and see if we can hit that 212 mark. And hopefully this video, I know it's not my usual rank gameplay, stuff like that, but it gives you into the mindset of an Unreal player that is actively still just trying to improve. So I found a few mistakes I made in the last game, in my last races. I realized I need to flip there, but more importantly, while analyzing, I found this second hole down there was much more consistent. In all my previous video races, I think I only hit the skip once per the 3 laps. This is another big one I found. I wasn't hugging this far enough left. So I've been trying to hug it further left because it's just a sharper angle. Coming through here, there's another one. Obviously I don't do great. This is my first one trying to learn it. I tried to carry a drift, and that lets me maintain the speed throughout here. Because now I have 700, which when I flip, only now does it drop down, and then I release immediately after. So therefore my minimum speed stays all the way up. And again, I try to land on the edge of this so that I can drift down through it. Obviously I haven't got perfect at this point. I'm just going to cut to the end because I don't want to waste your time, and it's quite a journey on what I go through to be able to improve here. We'll watch this one more time. Again, hugging it much more left, trying to go over top of the stuff like that. So at the end, we'll skip forward 1 lap exactly. And as we go into the final turn, this time I have 2 full turbos, which is great. My turbo management has become significantly better, where I don't have a lot of waste at the end of the tracks. And just through these couple optimizations, I was already hitting times like 214. So I decided maybe I could do even better. Maybe I can hit 214, 213 in ranked consistently, and even get down to 211 or even a dream of 210. So here's my next iteration of tries, we'll call them. I ended up doing about 15 total races to be able to hit my final solution here for my video. And I could have cut it out at 4 seconds, you know, made a nice YouTube video, but again, the whole point is showing you about my mindset and what it takes. So I've started hitting that more consistently, and I don't know if you heard it, but I actually hit both boost pads there. So I got 2 different 100 boost speeds. Another thing I've been doing more is all the way hugging over top of everything here. Landing with 1 drift, and then trying to flip down and get 700 speed. So here I got 680, which you'll see isn't enough to keep it all the way through. Another thing that I try to improve is, which I mess up there, is hit both boost pads again on that final thing. To me it's super hard, I can't do it consistently. Even to this day, maybe I could do it once to twice per lap. Once or twice per race, I should say. But yeah, I found if I landed on that side, I could phase through this significantly easier. And I was getting better and better at it. I did have quite a few of my friends that were elite and champion tried, and they couldn't hit it basically a single time. So unfortunately, if you're trying it, I still might not recommend that way. So again, here I got to about 680 speed, not quite the 700 goal. So again, my speed drops to 570, which is a bit of a waste. But here I hit both, most of 1300 speed, 1340. That's because I was able to clip both of the green things by going at an angle. Going at an angle allows you to hit multiple. If you just drive on them, it'll still only count as 1. And let's see if I get all 3 in a row. Place your bets. I do. So as you can see, I'm already starting to become very confident, very consistent with it. We'll race this one out. Try to guess what times I get in the comments below before it ends. Nice clean drift. Held that for a while. Unfortunately here, I wanted to get the 700 speed. I didn't do it the first 2 laps, so I was trying to force it. Also wanted to make sure I had enough drift to actually hit this last turbo. Clean race, shortcut 3 times. What do we get? 212. We're already at our goal. I could have edited this whole thing up and made a video. Let's not stop here. Let's keep pushing the limits. Now we really have to start asking ourselves though, what did we do wrong? Like, I rewatched it, it looked like a clean race, you guys saw it, basically 0 mistakes. Few minor ones. And yet my goal is still to shave off at least another second, second and a half, maybe even 2. So what can I do better? I can hold this and drift and hit these 2 multiple times. But I chose this clip because I hit a couple 211s. This one is a 211. I want to show that I hit it despite missing the skip. So my biggest improvement was flying over top of that railing, and look how sharp that looks. Also holding this for as long as possible, so I get the 700 plus speed. So notice by the time we get here, it never dropped to 570. So we maintained that speed all the way through. Still didn't get the double green boosters, but that's okay. Long drift, flip over, have the angle down here for the dirt. Hold it as long as possible so you can get to about 570 speed, because that lets you carry it through all the way to here. And land on this side, and this time I try to line it up a bit better. Only 1 booster. Not great. But again, this is still faster than the last race. And I think all the time savings come from this right here. Flying over top of that barrier. Barrier is probably the wrong word, but that scaffolding. As well as being able to drift this long enough to hit the 700 speed, so that when I come down here, it never gets there. So I failed the 1300 km/h double boost pad thing twice. It is very tricky. But everything besides that is great. And the only differences are the 2 things, right? That one even sharper drift turn that I do in the air, and the getting 700 speed on that final turn. Here again, only 1 green boost pad. So that's the shortcut 2 out of 3 times, and the 2 times I did get it, only 1 boost pad. And this is still faster. And again, faster because of this route right there. Even there, I should have held it more to the left. Which just really goes to show, I can easily keep improving this. So here we go, come to the final turn. Again, don't hit the 1300, but that's okay. We lock in with the 211. Here's one more 211, just so you can see I could do it multiple times consistently. So now I'm really honing in, locking in, and feeling this map out. I understand the shortcuts, I understand the spots to cut it completely tight, I understand how to do my skip that I invented really well. It's time. We only have to shave off 0.2 of a second. Can we hit the 210? So we start off with a nice 97% boost. Come down here, get a side flip for the momentum, and carry it through here. I try to hold as long as possible, sadly only about 690. You'll also notice I snap to the ground repeatedly. The reason I do that is because you actually build up speed driving on the ground. So I only get 1 there, but I almost get to 1,000 km/h, which is really good. I get 700, so it can carry all the way through here. And again, look how tight I take these, over top of the things. Drop down. Activate it twice here so I get even more of a sharp angle, 700 km/h. Again, that's the magic number that I can do to basically get over to here without it dropping. Sadly, no 1300 km/h there, meaning I did not get the double boost pad. Build up a little bit one, side flip again, line up perfectly. Long drift here. 760 speed I know is plenty, but you notice I went up to 768 again, just driving on the ground builds up speed. That's right, I get this time without the shortcut working. You thought it was going to be maybe slight improvements on that? Nope. I'm going to show you that even if you mess up and can't do it, this route is still just that good. Again, driving on the ground, you know, it's just messy. It's just messy. And what I want you to do is watch the footage and see if you can spot where I make the improvements. Like right there, I managed to clip across both boost pads and get 1300 speed. But I've already made at least 2 mistakes, right? I didn't get the shortcut and I drove in the lava. Like, it's just not good. But despite being not good, it's the best that I've done. Well, best I've done on this video part. Again, we fail it again. I mean, I only got it once. So even if you're not able to pull it off, you can still hit times similar to this, just by following the same route. Hug that nice and tight, drop down Driving the lava again, not perfect. We're coming into the final turn. Don't even get the 700 speed. Great here though. And here I go supersonic. I hit it 1400, so I hit it perfectly on the angle, which is where my two main time saves came from. And would you look at that? 210.5. Not only did I get 210, halfway to 209. And you might be thinking to yourself, that's just time trial though. What does it look like in an actual race against top 200 players in the world? Well, I thought I'd include a footage. Luckily for me, I hit this shortly after I had the footage I needed for the video, and I decided to throw this in as well. So already I dropped down here, and as you can see, I'm already ahead of the curve. I started doing a little bit of an air flip left to be able to realign with the ground. I don't have that in the footage because I kept practicing after the video. Here I nicely go through the wall, clean drifts, get up to 700 speed, which I know is enough to get around here. At this point, there's only like barely anyone in my rearview mirror. Like you can see the names, not even there. And these are good people. These are good racers. And it just shows that grinding a map and working to hone it does make a difference. Unfortunately, we don't get the 1300 speed there, but that's okay. We're still doing good. Notice I snapped down to the ground though. I didn't mention that. That's so I can start drifting as early as possible. So we have one racer on our tail here. Seems like he's a pretty good player if he's keeping up. He's probably almost tilted that I'm ahead of him, because I wouldn't be surprised if this is his best map as well. Get a nice clean skip again, hit the green boost pad. We're zooming. Unfortunately, we're not really losing this guy. That means he's also playing really good. Nice clean angle here. Notice I carry the drift so that when I land, I'm still drifting. I flip over here so that I can maintain the same angle, rather than flipping directly to the ground, because I want to carry that drift as long as possible. Again, no luck with the 1300, so we're not going to get like a 212 or something like that. It's not going perfect. But in an actual rank setting, it's still pretty good. 750 speed, what I like. So notice again, I drop to the ground as much as possible. You build speed while you're on the ground. Unfortunately, I lose a little bit of speed through the clip there. The game probably realized it shouldn't be allowing me to do it, and it slowed me down a little bit. At this point, we've even lost the guy in our rearview mirror. We're just soaring. Our speed doesn't look great for our remaining turbo, though. We decide we're going to go for it. Hopefully we can build it up in time. Unfortunately for us, we misjudged, and we actually end this entire race with one full turbo basically remaining. And that's top 200, Unreal, with a full turbo remaining. Still way ahead of everyone else. 2 seconds ahead of third. Keep pushing your limits, guys. Keep honing those maps, and I hope to see you all in the top Unreal ranks. Subscribe, comment, let me know what map you want me to hone and help you with next. Enjoy!